And welcome to another episode of MormonCast. My name is Matt Worley, and I'm your host.
And I'm Brandon Chatham.
And yes, we're back. We're doing movie reviews. It's been a while. We recently got contacted by the folks over at who did the American Mormon combo.
Yep.
And they asked us to do a review on their video. So here we are. The first one we're gonna do is American Mormon. These guys went out across the country and interviewed people about the church, asked them questions, see kind of what they knew. They didn't tell the people right off the bat that they were members of the church. They just wanted to make it as, not so in your face. They didn't want to be like, "Hey, we're Mormon. We want to ask you questions." They were just kind of like, "Can we ask you some questions?" And yeah. So what'd you think of it?
Actually, I was pretty excited to see it. I was excited because I saw a lot of advertisements, and I remember seeing the advertisements during, I guess it was maybe Work in the Glory, and they were hyping it up a lot, at least in my mind. Maybe I was hyping it up a lot, and I was seeing it everywhere, all these advertisements about this movie, and I was actually pretty excited to see it. I don't know, I guess I pictured it about right, because when I saw it, it was like, oh, okay, met my expectations, if not maybe surpassed it a little bit. So great job on the marketing, because it definitely appealed to me and I wanted to see it. Anyways, it's only 40 minutes long, right? Yeah. So it's not too long and it's not too short. So I liked it because, like Matt said, he didn't say, I'm Mormon and answer all these questions. He just randomly walked up to people and just started asking them different questions, and people gave their truthful, honest answer. And it was quite funny how majority of the people confused us with the Amish folk, and with our little bonnets and how we churn our own butter, and thought that was pretty funny. Because in Virginia there was a community of them, and it's just I remember seeing them around and picturing that, and thinking of people picturing us like them is kind of funny. So I thought they did a really good job with the editing. I liked how they jumped from point to point to point, and I guess when one person talked about one thing, they noticed that also almost every other person talked about that same thing, and so they cut them back to back, and they did a really good job with that. Really liked the movie. I definitely recommend it to others. It's not really like a movie night type thing, like date night type movie, because it's so short. You might want to have like a backup plan, or I'm trying to figure out the right scenario. How do you watch this movie?
It might be good maybe like for a seminary class, like if you forgot to prepare your lesson, you can show something like this. If you just want to get people together, like just a small gathering. I mean, you could.
But like for 30 minutes?
For 30 minutes, you watch this, you play some games, it would.
It was funny.
Work. Yeah, it was really entertaining, and I kind of watched the documentary about the making of it, and it's something that they said in the documentary that it sparks conversation, which I think if you get like a small group together, you watch this, play some games, you'll have stuff to talk about.
Especially returned missionaries, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I think it was really well made for a 2-guy crew. The production value on the edit, like you were talking about, was great. Like the post production was really good. I dug it.
Who's the tall guy? Is that Darren?
Yes.
He's a funny guy. I thought he was pretty funny, and I thought he was a good representative to do this. I thought he did a really good job.
I agree. Like the towering tall guy is always great for asking questions.
But he was he had humor with it. He was a normal guy.
Yeah, no one looked uncomfortable with it, which was cool.
Good job, Darren.
So yeah, I dug it. We're gonna review the sequel, and talk about that in a later show. But looks like we both give it 2 thumbs up.
Definitely.
Go check it out. Go get American Mormon. You can find it at your local church bookstore. You can order it online. Yeah, and people do say the darndest things about Mormons.
That's for sure. Especially, there's a little part Should we ruin it?
Go for it. We're ruining it.
There's this
Spoiler.
there's this little part where they find these Mormon boys, and they're in Vegas and they're playing their instruments and guitars, trying to get money. What is that called?
Panhandling.
Panhandling. He walks up to them, and they find out after the fact that they're Mormon, and they play with him. I didn't really play with him, but he was showing them pictures of like Moroni, hiding the plates and all that kind of stuff. And it took them a couple seconds, but they figured out who they were. And later on, it had a kind of moral, or not moral, but had a nice, happy ending to that encounter. I'm not going to ruin that one for you.
Yeah. But overall, this movie is something I think everyone should see. It allows us as members of the church, even some of the more sheltered members of the church, to kind of get a view of what people on the outside world really think about us. And so it encourages us to go out and share the gospel with others and to set that good example so people, think that we're who we are and that we're not Amish.
Yeah, we're not Amish.
We're not Amish. That's churn and butter.
No, we don't do that.
But so that's our movie review, American Mormon.
Good job.
Thanks for visiting us and watching MormonCast. Please visit the website mormoncast.org. If you have any questions or anything, send me an email at worley.matt@gmail.com. If you feel so inclined, please make a donation. And you can vote for us at Podcast Alley. And you can come back next week and watch another episode of MormonCast. So,
Bye. Thanks for having me, Matt.
thanks for coming. Well.
See ya.